Today I want to show you the results of an experiment I did on seeds. So this is a seed experiment using structured water and a primer bowl. Okay, so this is, I'm trying to replicate the experiment that was done by OmegaZZ on his channel with his water structuring device on, I think he was using grass seeds and I'm using alfalfa seeds. So I used OmegaZZ's water structuring device and I attached it to a primer bowl that I had built a couple of years ago. This is the one that I showed you maybe a couple of years ago that I made, and so I kind of had to retrofit it to his device. And so the idea is that you pour the water in here, it flows into here, and then the water spirals around, creates a water vortex which spirals around this cylinder and then spirals around inside the primer bowl with the 40 or so magnets in there, and then comes out here, and that is how the water is being filtered for this experiment. It's not really being filtered, it's being structured by both the water vortex created by this water structuring device and the magnets inside the primer bowl. So I 3D printed the same seed containers that OmegaZZ was using for his experiment. So here are the two seed containers that I 3D printed. I made them different colors so that I could distinguish between them during the experiment so I wouldn't get them confused. Okay, so I put the tap water in the light green one on the left here, and I put the structured water, so I watered the seeds with the structured water in the one on the right. Okay, so this was, I started the seeds on May 8th, and then nothing really happened until around May 12th. So it took quite a while for these seeds to sprout. But once they started sprouting, then I could start monitoring the difference between the seeds. So on May 12th, I really couldn't tell the difference between the tap water on the left and the structured water on the right. So here we have the seeds the very next day. They've grown a tiny bit. And then we have the next day, May 14th. So here you can see that the seeds had started to grow towards the window. Actually, the window was over here. So I turned them around so that they would get light on the back. And so here, it looks like maybe they're not growing as well here or here, but it's kind of hard to tell. And then on 2 days later, I didn't take a picture in between, but 2 days later, I was actually turning them every couple of hours so they would get equal sunlight. So you can see they're kind of growing up more evenly. And also you will see that the one on the right, which is the structured water, is more green. It has a different color than the one on the left. So now on May 16th, I'm starting to see a difference. So let's look at this a little closer because I want to make sure that the color of the boxes isn't affecting the color that I see. So if I zoom in a little bit, you will see these are definitely a lighter green and these are a darker green. Okay, otherwise they look fairly similar. It looks like maybe in this region some of the seeds didn't germinate correctly. I don't know, but then what I did was I took the tops off. So I'll show you, let's go back to the beginning here. You can see it better. There are these two little tabs here on each device, and this allows me to pull the grid of seeds off the seed grower. And so when you do that, I'll show you what happened. Okay, this on the left, now you can look at the roots. Okay, so the seeds on the left, which are the tap water seeds, the roots look terrible compared to the structured water seeds. Okay, so these roots definitely look brighter, they look healthier, there's more of them. These look darker, they look kind of ugly, and there's less roots with the tap water seeds. Okay, so I stopped the experiment here because I realized that there was a logical mistake in the setup of my experiment. So for the tap water seeds, let's just look at the seeds. For the tap water seeds, what I did was every day I took the water directly out of the tap and poured it into this little region here, and then wiggled it around to make sure that the water would flow to the back here. And actually that might explain why the back seeds aren't as big as the front seeds, because maybe the water didn't flow to the back as nicely. I'm not really sure. I'll have to check that next time. But what I realized was the seeds that the tap water came out right out of the tap, and the structured water came out of the original glass. Okay, I'll show you what the glass looks like. Came out of the original glass that I structured the water in. So the very first time I structured the water, I passed it through the device 10 times exactly. And then every time I watered the plants, I would pass them through the device and put it back into the glass. So for the time period of the experiment, which was 8 days from May 8th to May 14th, I was pulling the tap water out of the tap, and I was pulling the structured water out of the glass. And so the water that I was structuring was also sitting out in the open for those 8 days. So the water had a chance to degas as well, and the tap water didn't have a chance to degas. So I'm going to redo the experiment because I'm not sure if the degassing of the sitting out of the water for 8 days was the cause of the healthier roots. Okay, I'm not sure if the water just sitting out for 8 days caused the roots to be better on this one than coming right out of the tap. And so now what I'm going to do, I set out 2 glasses of water. I'm going to let them sit out for 8 days or a number of days. Okay, I'm going to do it for at least 8 days. And then I'm going to structure one of the glasses of water. I'm going to do it 10 times. I'm going to structure it every day before I water the plants like I did before. And then I want to see if there's a difference. If there's no difference, then it is the outgassing of the water that causes the healthier roots. And if we do see a difference, then we'll know that structuring the water does something to the water that is healthy for the plant. So I will keep you posted on this second experiment. When I have the results of the second experiment, I will make another video, and then we can see whether structuring the water through the primer bowl has any effect on growing seeds. Okay, so we want to see, I want to see if this effect happens again where I see a color difference, and I want to see if I see this effect again where I see a difference in the roots. Okay, so I will let you know. I will make a video when I'm done the experiment, and then we will see whether the structured water is a good thing to do or not. All right, so have a good day.